It's a lot of haters out there, but don't get on my nerves. I have no choice but to block you. I wish everybody so much luck. But today, that's right, beautiful Saturday, kind of getting close to noon. That's right. And as you see, the we have apparel for sale. That's right. I'm putting the phone up close like that. But if you're just tuning in, you are tuning in to the Photography Plug. We've been having very successful forums, and we're going to see exactly what we can get into today. Uh, as far as most of the time, you're walking with the Photography Plug. Today, you're going to be riding with the Photography Plug. That is correct. Most of the time, I want to show people the struggle, but people don't want to see the struggle. So today, you're going to see how the Photography Plug rides and how I started this company so many years ago. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Always like to shout out my beautiful mother, my family, friends, um, all the people in the industry that we have worked with. I'd like to shout out them also. Like Cat Williams saying, if you want to hate, hate on me. But I had to block an individual last night. That is true. I had to block an individual ambitions. I promise you, you can all own all of your copyrights, and every single image you see on Photography Plug is owned and photoed or videoed by Photography Plug, not on the community, obviously. But anything we post on those rails, we 100% own. The skyline to the celebrities, to that's how the copyright infringements happen. And I never wanted to really do a form from the car, but we'll try and we'll see how this go. So welcome to the Photography Plug. You won't be hearing any music, because if they hear you playing music on YouTube, it's getting a red flag, so your views might not go up. Obviously, that feed can't be used in any copyright infringements. So that is very important. We also have Aggie gear for sale right there. You can see it. Support your local Black Historic College, A&T. I started there many, many years ago when I was 4 or 5 years old, 3 years old at A&T, already getting some education. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the Photography Plug. I greatly appreciate every tuning in on this forum, and we'll see how this goes. Um, that's right. In New York City, that is correct. In New York City, P Diddy there, incarcerated still, second bond hearing already done and again. Like P Diddy's other bond hearing this week. Obviously, he had attorneys and a lot of money, and a lot everybody on this forum and everybody that's going to check in today on YouTube. I actually seen a YouTuber post like $3 million. It had to be just counterfeit money, because I understand why an individual, unless you're going to do a Floyd Mayweather, would do that. Wouldn't you? And welcome already. Comments in. I did have to block somebody last. I'm not saying that I want all positive, but this individual seemed a little more disturbed. And don't let me have to root to you, and that is block. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Photography Plug. One of our comment is hello, um, good morning. Good morning to you. I hope you are enjoying your morning. Now, this is an entrepreneur forum. Now, I'm not a perfect person. Now, I'm not a person that drink a lot of alcohol, but I do personally have a smoking problem. So sometimes I try to exercise a lot to combat that smoking problem. And I should be exercising, but I had so much hate mail. My friends, I had so much hate mail that I said, heck, I'm going to have to drive around and show these people. Actually, with your support, I got my car at the shop, and now it's running good. Welcome, welcome to the Photography Plug. You won't be hearing any music because it's all about copyright infringements, and we'll be rolling on here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning, signed on this morning. This is going to be a little bit more difficult a form, but we are talking P Diddy still being incarcerated in that New York City. That's right, P Diddy still being incarcerated in New York with no bond. Now, do you think that I did say something about this, that if he was another race, and we won't mention which race, but do you think if P Diddy was another race, that is correct? If P Diddy was another race, and one thing about when I log on, I guarantee I'm going to see. I'm trying to stay professional. I'm going to see some of the most beautiful women in the world. As soon as I log off, then I won't see any. If you ever take your wife out or your girlfriend out on a date, you all get dressed up and you go out to your favorite restaurant. If you ever done that in your life, sometimes it seems like when you take your spouse out on a date, that is correct. If you take your spouse out on a date, that you see the most beautiful women in the world. If you go out by yourself, you don't see anybody. So welcome to the photography plug. You won't be hearing any music because that copyright infringement will stop and send YouTube a warning that this video is no done. I've seen a guy that would do so well, but he was using all these artists. And where we're located right now, we'll share some of the locations, which we're on the south side. That's right. Shouts out to the south side, G-Borough. We are talking the importance, and we'll pull up here in the hood, right over here. I used to be. I stopped, and I'm going to read you guys' comments. Promise you. This is a forum that you are so important. Your voice is so important as an entrepreneur. This is a Saturday. We do on this forum, no joking, we do believe that Monday is the most important day for an entrepreneur, because if you're in business next Monday, guess what? You made it. So congratulations. I greatly appreciate everybody that woke up, because that's the number one thing we have to do, is wake up and be healthy, get something healthy in our bodies, and move forward in whatever venture you're at. But one of my favorite spots, I will say, you are tuning in with the photography plug, so one of my favorite spots is the south side. That's right, the south side. So shouts out to all my dogs on the south side. They're usually up here, but like I said, Livest one. Like I'm from Bedford Stuyvesant, the realest straight from Phillips. It's a whole nother hood. These are my guys out here. But welcome to the photography plug. I'm gonna be reading some of these comments. P Diddy's still incarcerated. Most Americans seem to be tuned in. We always shout out the most Americans for their contribution worldwide. We're talking about through history. Why don't you get a better camera? I have a better camera, but I don't know how to go in a professional format. That's right, and go live. So this camera is a fairly new camera, obviously. I think more digital and more in the future. People are not going to the Alpha, Sony, Nikon. So for instance, if I go to New York City, I will particularly, and we're going to keep moving, because obviously, when you're on live, people know your location. But when you have those Sonys, those Alphas, matter of fact, when I was in New York City, and I had an Alpha on me, I stepped in front of Travis Baker on purpose, because I knew that Alpha would be slow. Now, all the professionals in New York told me, yes, all the professionals in New York City told me, they said the camera that he has, I mean, professionals that not even on social media, well, they said the camera that he has is clearer. And so when I shot Courtney, it was Courtney and Travis. The first time I shot Courtney was on a cell phone. The second time I got her, she was with Travis, but she had followed me all of those. It was a few years actually, and she still does come to my IG. So using a professional camera, we do pride ourselves on. If you look at our rails, the clarity. So just like Johnny Dang, we pride ourselves on the clarity. So those are all professional videos. I had an individual last night. Yes, my friends, I had an individual last night that kept bothering me on social media. And this is not like if you have a beautiful woman that you're chasing. I mean, I'm a man. I don't have time to be talking to another man all night saying that my work wasn't real. I think you have to understand that a photography plug is not 100% a healthy company to. It's not good to eat Snickers bars every single day. That's right, my friends. It's not good to eat Snickers bars every single day. So don't get too caught up in photography plug. I know it's very attracting. We have very beautiful women as Aisha Diaz. We have so many models, India Love, all the way to Kim Kardashian. So we understand what we are doing is attracting a lot of people, but we don't want you to be worrying about your work. We want you to start your work one celebrity at a time. And trust me, truck drivers teach truck drivers. If you meet a truck driver, he's going to be talking about how you can become a truck driver. This is a photographer. So obviously, I want to motivate more photographers. But today, the issue, and I hope that answered your question about the clarity, but we do pride ourselves on the clarity. But remember, the importance of that. That's right, the importance of being a very powerful business and an entrepreneur. You have that idea deep inside, but we're going to get back to the subject at hand, and that is P. Diddy being incarcerated with no bond. Is this racial discrimination? Does racial discrimination even exist anymore? I mean, is everybody now being treated equal? If Donald Trump had no felony, if Donald Trump was black with 34 felonies, even if he was a president of the United States of America, do you think he would be incarcerated? So I'll be answering some of these comments, and we'll be finding a place. But I greatly appreciate everybody tuning into the photography plug. Welcome. And this is, like Lil Wayne said, we did announce that on this forum, we do feel from all of the years and hard work Wayne has put in, we feel that Lil Wayne is the best rapper, and this represents that beautiful Saturday morning. So you're tuning into the photography plug. You see me rolling. So yes, P. Diddy incarcerated. I don't know how well the connection would go here, but P. Diddy incarcerated in New York City. That is correct. Diddy incarcerated and held with no bond, saying actually, if you haven't been in tune, a victim came forward and saying him and his bodyguard, they never mentioned the bodyguard. No, they never mentioned the bodyguard. They never mentioned his name. They only mentioned P. Diddy. They never said, well, this bodyguard would be incarcerated. Obviously, I've drove from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast and drive. So I see what's happening now. So it wouldn't work like that if you wanted to work like that. So it wouldn't work like that if you wanted to work like that anyway. So that's how that works. So we find out every day how social media works. I'll park here and we'll be starting the show very soon. But we're talking about P. Diddy still being incarcerated. Let us know what you think. This is a forum. Like Lil Wayne said, if every day could just be like Saturday, man. That beautiful Saturday morning. Nothing more beautiful. I wish I could have got up a little bit earlier. I think the show would have been a little bit better. But a tropical storm last night. You see all the vehicles and things of the sort. But we'll be stopping right here and starting the show. So welcome to the photography plug. Somebody just commented, free P. Diddy. That's right. free P Diddy. A lot of people are saying, yes, Diddy didn't do anything wrong, and this is just another witch hunt. Actually, even more, I think even a better story that Eric Adams in New York City and that federal prosecutor. Now, it was a bold move by Eric. That's right. It was a very bold move by Eric. That bold move was, I'm sorry, it was a very bold move by Eric's attorney. Give me a second. It was a very bold move by Eric's attorney. That is correct. By Eric's attorney came out. I'm going to get out because I can't really report in a car like that. So Eric's attorney came out and explained very simply. That is correct, my friends. Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City, attorney came out and he boldly said that was a very bold move by Mr. Eric Adams. His attorney came out and said this is the case of upgrade airline tickets. That is correct, my friends. Eric attorney made fun of that district federal prosecutor. That's not just a district attorney. That is a federal prosecutor that tried to charge Eric. That's right, my friends. They tried to charge Eric with upgraded airline tickets and taking money from Turkey. That is correct. Taking money from Turkish because he's a public official. And that did seem like they were thinking I think that was more so a compliment. The only thing you ever took was airline ticket upgrade. I mean, is that a real value? Yes, is that a real value, those airline tickets? Is that a real value? Meaning, if you got to upgrade to first class, not every dollar and cent actually counts. Especially if you want it on a radio station. Let's say, for instance, you want it on your local radio station. I don't think every dollar counts in that airline, in those airline tickets. But he said that he had a relationship with this fire department. That's a Turkish fire department in New York City, and he was taking funds also. So I think they said he took about $200,000. You have to think to be in New York City, $200,000 could be equivalent to, $1,000. I mean, 200. If you're the mayor of New York City, I mean, $200,000 is just not a lot of money. That is a reality. So welcome to the Photography Plug, a day after the tropical storm. Shouts out to everybody that's been tuning in. We're trying to move this forum forward. And it shouts out to DJ Envy. That's right. Shouts out to DJ Envy. I just seen him on IG. That's right. Motivating people, a black entrepreneur, driving a Lamborghini in a beautiful home. It is possible. Your dreams are possible. Whatever you can do, it is possible. You can do anything that you want to do in your life and become successful. So welcome to the Photography Plug. I had to block somebody last night. Remember, on this forum, it's a such thing as if you commit a crime. It's called cyber stalking. So please, don't cyber stalk me. That is a federal crime. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're back on. And I think he said, we got motion, twin. I love when somebody said that. So shouts out to my dog out there in Charlotte. I wanted to go up there today. I might roll up there. My dog Ziggy Za, my best friends. A lot of time we do a lot of work together and we screw it up sometimes because, being friends, it's hard to stay professional. Just like brothers. If I'm with my brother Ahmad or Todd and we're riding down the highway, we're going to miss our exit every time because our conversations go on. So shouts out to all the beautiful people that are in the world and are staying positive. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Beautiful forum today. I wasn't feeling too good last night. I have to do some remodeling to my place. Unfortunately, you have to do that from time to time. So welcome to the photography plug. I greatly appreciate everybody supporting the forum. Uh, we're talking P Diddy still being incarcerated in that New York City. That is correct. P Diddy incarcerated in New York City. If you're watching college football today, let us know what country you're from, whether it's soccer or football, as in America. So welcome to the photography plug. Greatly appreciate everybody supporting the forum. So P Diddy being incarcerated in New York City. Now they talked about Notorious B.I.G. If you've seen some of those rails, those lyrics that we put out very recently. That's right. Very recently, we put out P Diddy being incarcerated. Notorious B.I.G. and talking all those years ago, close to 25, 30 years ago. You're talking Notorious B.I.G. 25, 30 years ago, he was saying some lyrics, some possible lyrics. That's right. He was saying some possible lyrics that were. And make sure you comment, donate. Nothing is more important than that entrepreneurship. Yes, nothing is more important than that entrepreneurship, especially that black entrepreneurship. So comment. We want to make sure we're still getting those comments. One time we went live and all of a sudden the ability to comment went away. So if that is a fact, let's matter of fact, try to reboot this live. So welcome to the photography plug. You are tuned in to the photography plug. So Mayor Eric Adams, New York's Mayor Eric Adams, obviously indicted this week. I think last Monday we talked about Eric Adams being indicted, and his attorney came out and basically said this is the case of the Upgrade airline. They basically said this is preposterous, that this is ridiculous, that a mayor and the second black mayor will be charged with. So I mean, you think about Rudy Giuliani. You know, you think about Rudy Giuliani. I mean, God, Rudy had to be a crook. If he didn't, he definitely looked like a crook. Some people are just not going to be. And I guess they say, well, New York needs a tough mayor. But Rudy looked like a straight crook and a gangster. So welcome to the photography plug. We are talking, thank you to the Morris Americans for their continuous effort worldwide, things that we have to learn. And we do have to have forms of just straight education. We need to have forms that we're just reading and learning. Those forms do pay a lot on YouTube. Those more education forms, my research has showed me that those education forms actually pay a lot. So welcome to the photography plug. We've been talking P Diddy being incarcerated. Even last week, we tracked down the, Vice President of the United States of America. Her limo pulling out not too far from here. Big Boogie, Kodak Black, and there was a few other artists, Moneybagg Yo, and Moneybagg Yo actually walked right by me. I mean, I know that's like, he's saying like, what does that mean? We sell jewelry videos. So he had all his jewelry on and he was sweating, and I missed his shot. I was looking down at my phone and I felt like Big Boogie knew me, because if I go to King of Diamonds, I went to King of Diamonds after I posted that India Love video. I went to King of Diamonds just to celebrate. Sometimes you just have to have fun and celebrate. So I did. I went to the King of Diamonds. That's a nice Challenger there. Everybody knows this car in this city. But that yellow car. But yeah, I went to King of Diamonds, and all the management comes out. A lot of people don't think, they just see the tough work of a photographer, but some things are good. You know, some things that happen are actually, it happened, or you're very fortunate of some things. So I got off work. I said, I don't care. I'm going to party. Went out to King of Diamonds in Atlanta, and Jada Waiter was going to be out there. So I said, let me get there. Actually, I left. I took the train to the airport, and to the airport, I thought I can catch a taxi to King of Diamonds fairly cheap. Come find out, it wasn't cheap. It ended up being like $30 or $40. So I ended up at King of Diamonds, get dropped off in a cab, and went inside, and all of a sudden, like, the management and stuff came down, like I'm Big Boogie. I was just the guy to kind of breaking these records when Big Boogie came out with one of those songs on that India Love Rail. And he never came, not personally, not Big Boogie didn't come to my page personally. But then I went to that King of Diamonds, and all of the management came out. I mean, some of the most beautiful women in the world was there that night. I had a wonderful time. Left about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, but sometimes that does happen. We go to clubs as photographers. Everybody comes out, and they're, seeing how you party. They played so many Big Boogie songs. We partied all that night. They played some new stuff. They made me feel like I was that artist. So shouts out to Big Boogie, and shouts out to King of Diamonds in Atlanta. If you're in that area, go support. That's right, go support that King of Diamonds. So that is a very important faction. That's a very important faction. Entertainment. I remember way back in Charlotte, we started the Baby, so many other people. And I think that is, I like to shout out Dodge. They did an excellent job on my car. Get my spark plugs done right. Dodge did a very good job. So I greatly appreciate Dodge. We are able to sell Dodge products, but we want a bigger deal, and you should want a bigger deal. As an entrepreneur, you should be looking for that big deal. That's right, wherever in the world it may be. Whatever you have to do it, figure out a way to do it, but put it in your mind first. Like my partner Ziggy Zai says, put it in your mind first, and then go there. So even if you're away from that place, put it in your mind first, how you're going to maneuver, and then you can successfully do that. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking industry insider, and the different things of the forum. So far, I don't necessarily like this forum because I can't be as aggressive as I want to, but so many people got on my nerves, saying different insults. Obviously, if you're on social media and you want to be a social media light, whether an artist, a rapper, or anything, remember, these people on social media are so intelligent and smart, and they can comment on your video and say things that are like a chess move. So people will sit back and say, what can I say clever? And I think they should, but sometimes I think people take that as whole and personal, and sometimes it's true. Yeah, sometimes when people talk about you on social media, they're telling you the reality of what your life is. And an individual said the other day that it looks like I was homeless. And I did cover this, and I talked about this. Even if you're not homeless, if you are in a certain tax bracket, you can experience homelessness. And I think that's what that individual was saying, and that is very true. As a photography plug, when we go to New York City, and we go to Los Angeles, and we go to all these cities, we may not have a roof over our heads. That's why we say donate, donate, donate. But that's what it takes. It's not all about first class flights, my friends. If you think you're gonna go and so if you investing in a business and this is your business, you have to account for overhead. So do you think you're going to be like Eric Adams? That's why I guess Eric Adams was taking those first class flights. That's right, Eric Adams, New York City, taking those first class flights. And I can understand that because I cannot. Sometimes if you fly overseas, so he can easily fight that. Because sometimes if you are overseas and you are flying, one time I went from Doha to Ethiopia. I was literally the only person on the plane. Literally, one or two people on that plane. You could sit probably anywhere. I didn't even ask for first class. Obviously, it's kind of being nervous on those type of planes, which was a very nice big bus. I prefer American because American is small and they get you there fast. Those are jets that American airline is flying on. Those are jets, but they have buses too. And you can kind of get sick to being on those huge buses. We're talking planes. And so I had that plane all to myself. And it can be nervous. You're like, why am I on this plane by myself? I'd rather fly with people, but they have to keep those planes in the air flying. And I wish luck to everybody and I do believe that so many people that I know are going to be able to travel all over this world. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Let me get out a little bit and walk around and stretch my legs and talk a little more. But I'm not enjoying this form because if I'm walking, period, it's better for me to do this show. I might just have to take those insults. But for me to to do the show, I think it's better for me to be walking. So, Photography Plug started Charlotte, North Carolina, really being serious with the business. Obviously, I started many years ago. My dog, OGB Cooler, right here in our hometown. A shout out to OGB Cooler, Red Gold. So many people, Flame, that I've worked with for so many years that sometimes I don't mention. They don't get the credit that they need. But we've been in school for a very long time, my friends. And even in those nightclubs, we were serious entrepreneurship. That's right, that entrepreneurship. Somebody just commented, what are you visiting him? Greatly appreciate it. If you're out and about today, it's a very beautiful day out here. So go out, go shopping, keep the economy going. Let's push this country forward. That's right. So very beautiful ladies out here. We are adults. This is an adult forum, so we won't be using any profanity. That's right. You're tuning into the Photography Plug. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll try to go out to the stadium and see what's going on. Maybe they have a home game, but we'll keep it moving. The Yes, everybody falls short of the grace of one thing about control. What it does is Photography Plug is a form. It's a freedom form, actually. That great American right to be free is so short from reality. That's right. That very right to be free is short from reality. In other words, it's a very thin line between legal and illegal. It's a very thin line between control and freedom. It's a place in Africa where they pride themselves on not brushing their teeth. There was an individual who told me, he said he'll never date a woman from there. They're very beautiful, but they pride themselves. It's another place in Africa where they pride themselves where the whiter your teeth, the more likely you'll find a beautiful spouse. So it's a control thing. If people can't control you up under any umbrella, then you become a heathen. You become a barbarian. These teeth in my mouth are actually to be used to bite an animal. The teeth in my mouth are actually used. You remember Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear? So being a barbarian is different. It's not real men walk with lions, real Africans. They have that relationship with the nature. Right? So being controlled by a faction or being judged by a person that says you don't look this way, or you don't drive a nice car, or you don't read enough books, or you don't do enough push-ups, or you don't run enough miles, is a control fanatic. A person that is interested in control. Christianity, their interest in the stock market shows that Christianity is one of the more religions in America that holds that stock market. Silicon value by selling you church. These churches all around the world, that's right, these churches all around the world want influence to control you. The penitentiary, the prison system wants to control you. America wants to control you. Who can't be controlled in America? Who's the one individual? Who are the individuals? Donald Trump's being controlled every day. He can't go anywhere without being surrounded by Secret Service. Eric Adams is being controlled. Puff Daddy has been controlled. Who is the individuals that are on social media today? There's the only people we can speak of, not anybody hiding in caves. We can't account for them because we don't know they exist. That can't be controlled are the people that have the freedom of saying, no, we don't believe in exactly what you believe in, because when you see that sky, my friends, and you see that cloud, you know nothing on how it was truly formed. You say, well, the sky is a reflection of the ocean. That's what you are saying in your mind, that the sky is a reflection of the ocean. Those factuals, there's no such thing as a fact. There's no such thing as a barbarian. There's no such thing as anything. If a person right here defecates in the woods and we all judge them and say, oh my God, but a person goes into a home and dies of cancer because the way they are defecating, we have no reason to judge that individual. When we start judging people, we start controlling people. The only way you can control people is not by mind, is by allocation, is by money. So if somebody came to me and said they wanted to control photography plug, I would say, where's the capital? This is about capitalism. Only thing we can know for sure is I can take my money out my pocket and I can go in the mall and spend my money, or I can go to anywhere. And if I have enough money, in other words, somebody came up to me and said, I wanted to buy your car. I was going to take that money yesterday, and I would be in Africa, in Sierra Leone tomorrow. And then at the airport, they're saying, oh, Photography Plus, he's going to Sierra Leone. What is he up to? The control. If I went to Yemen today to photograph. That's why I always say donate, donate, donate. We're a worldwide faction. If I can put my shoulder on Willow Smith's shoulder, you become powerful. If you can track down the Vice President of the United States of America legally, they call me a barbarian because I want the control. The control is so important, my friends. The power, the control is so important. And nobody can control that great American citizen. That great American citizen is a citizen, is forever powerful and is the most powerful citizen that ever existed on the face of this earth. So don't try to control me, because I will control you. So welcome to the photography plug. Don't judge a person, but we are supposed to be walking with lions. When I went deep, deep, deep in the jungle, there's nothing but lions, jaguars, donkeys, baboons. Yes, my friends, this world is not controlled by human beings. If you come out here late at night, go inside these woods and these trees, it's just as dense. And your survival, it would take you. That's what it said. Only fear God. You know what that means? You better fear this weather. You better find some shelter. Because when you start coming out here in the real world and you never go inside, you will find out real quickly who you really are. So back at the subject at hand, another black man incarcerated. The industry is still talking about this issue. We've been following this issue for a little while now. And I greatly appreciate everybody that's tuning in, that always tunes in, that, supports black entrepreneurs, not just the photography plug. Everybody that supports black entrepreneurs. Now, I had people, family members close to me come and say, support this entrepreneur. And I noticed I'm saying, are you really saying that because you know that I'm a black entrepreneur and you haven't supported my business? I don't care. It doesn't matter if the people around you support your business. We're not selling Kirby anymore. We're not selling Cutco. I mean, shouts out to Cutco. We're actually selling Aggie apparel today. Let's try to get over there to that location over there to the location before we, obviously, when you're on live, you got so many people that follow your locations, and we wish success. But unfortunately, on social media sites, you have to be very careful. People don't wish you much success. But we're moving forward because the numbers jumped up so high. We're not just talking live. We're talking the reels, the videos, but we have to move forward in that longer form. So that longer form video. So stay live with me with the photography plug. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Shouts out to the Moes. Shouts out to all the religions out there, all the people, all the factions, whoever you are. If you're an entrepreneur, this is an entrepreneur forum that we talk the importance of entrepreneurship. So you're riding with the photography plug, and I remember I was a West Side Charlotte roller riding. This was before the baby and all those guys took off. That's how we became successful. Being in those clubs late night, we were getting those images while everybody else was partying. We're not saying we're better than the people that were partying. We're not saying that. Seems like a lot of people out here. I stopped by here. Maybe people might enjoy the forum more. I understand people don't want to see the struggle every day. But that struggle brings out a set of kahunas, my friends. A set of kahunas. So find somewhere to park up here. Glad I got my car back. Yep. It's a good little parking space. So we'll come out here. Beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning. You're tuned in with the photography plug. Then we're talking P Diddy. I'm going to take a drink real quick. This is a good time to shout out Gatorade. Shouts out to Gatorade, too. We're not a partner with Gatorade. We're a partner with YouTube. That actually probably makes us a partner with so many different people. Shouts out to YouTube, Elon Musk, all the people there support photography plug. Shouts out to Chezzy Boy in Charlotte. No Limit. S-Dub. Again, my dog, Ziggy, Za. You can check out his music. They're on YouTube also. Ziggy Za, so many different artists. Shouts out to Big Boogie and shouts out to Kodak Black. We got some dope images of Kodak Black. Now, this in particular person that was bothering me was saying that all my work wasn't mine and I didn't know who Diamond Brown was. I'm going to talk about Diamond Brown real quick. And that is Chris Brown's baby mother. That's an insider for you. And we have that Twitter. We're going to put it out, the Twitter that she sent me. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to the photography plug. So it was some years back. It looked like they having a football camp out here. This is dope. That's what I say, fitness. Always put yourself, align yourself with the best people in the world. See these young guys out here, ripped up, ready to work. Look at that. They all over the place. Never that didn't look good. But they're in shape. They're doing the right thing. This must be some semi-pro. Could be A&T or one of the college. Looks like a more semi-pro type of deal. But stay fit. This is what this form about. Being fit, stay fit. But yeah, Diamond Brown. I met Diamond out in LA, waiting on her for some time to come for a shoot. I was doing shoots with different models, and Diamond came out there. And we did these dope shots. And yeah, it was pretty cool. But she eventually met Chris Brown. So watching these guys out here play a little football, that's pretty cool. We do all types of different forms, but this is... So yeah, if you're out there Saturday, stay fit. Make sure you're working out. But make sure you're not injuring yourself. That's the important thing. Is you get out here with these guys, play all day, you go home, you can't move the next day. I mean, that is a part of it. But at the same time, line yourself up with the best people in the world. And these are some of probably the best athletes in the world. You want to say what? 100,000 good athletes in America. These are probably some of the top 100. I remember one time I Googled and figured out what place Photography Plug was in. And I did all the math and I figured, I said, they are saying worldwide we're about a millionth. But this was a while back. But just imagine a line of a million. And at one period of time, they said, well, Photography Plug was a millionth. So that wasn't good. We're glad we're in a better place now. Or we consider ourselves probably top 2,000 entertainment company in America. That brings us down to about top 200, 500, because we're live now and we're getting those views. And we want to beat the Super Bowl. Super Bowl had 101 million views on that night. Now that is a local show. Not a lot of people outside of America watches it. This is a worldwide forum. And let's stay worldwide. So donate, comment. And Diddy's still being incarcerated in New York City. We're enjoying this beautiful Saturday by going live and continuously, that's right, continuously being successful as a black entrepreneur takes day by day. You need to take your time when you are trying to be that entrepreneur, whatever business. Maybe you have a brand new business today and you was doing something. You know what I said? Honestly, I said to myself, I said, well, yeah, I'm going to change my business. Exactly. Because, it is about money. And I think I'm going to go into a whole nother business, which is going to be a company that's called Finding. And we're going to find things. And we're going to go all over the country and find different things. You think about how many narcotics are, just think about how many narcotics come and wash up on shore, right? So if you're in Tampa, Florida right now, and you're looking around all of this destruction of that tropical storm, you have to admit that some period of time, you probably found a package of cocaine. Maybe you found a bundle of money. The biggest diamond in the world was found and not brought. They didn't buy the biggest diamond in the world. Nobody probably could afford it. They found it. So they found the biggest diamond in the world. So I'm thinking about a company that we're going to find. Even with the company I'm with now, we find a lot of different things. Yes, we find a lot of different items. So, yes, that's very important to find a whole bunch of different items. I know you guys probably want to see me go down there and blow all these guys out. Go and show off the photography plug. And I will. I'll go down there and blow by all of these guys, but I'll run it straight. Just do a little move and run a straight path, a fly route, and burn them and catch them off guard. But the second time, they'll win. But the first time, I catch them off guard. But this is the photography plug. We are about fitness, and we travel miles and miles and miles. These guys don't do what we do, but they do it quickly. See, they're using something different. ACLs, when you start juking and stuff like that, these guys look very fit, but they don't look like they're a team at all. I don't know what type of team this is, but that was not the best looking football I've seen. But they do look like they're in great shape. But that was one of the more worst plays I have ever seen ran and on a football field in American history. And you witnessed it. It's probably one of the worst football plays I've ever seen in the world. So I don't even know if this cannot be a professional team in no sense, form, or shape. Now, I greatly appreciate everybody tuning into the forum. It's a difference. You think about Cameron and Mace. Would the NFL hire them now, even though they know Cameron and Mace gets so many views? That's right, Cameron and Mace, they're getting so many views. The NBA doesn't want to hire Cameron. The NFL doesn't want to hire Mace. No matter how much money they get, sometimes black people's money is not worth $1. That's right. Sometimes black people's money is just not worth anything because cases like this. And that goes back to Diddy being $500 million up. Plus, some people say, why should he get special treatment? In reality, he is a celebrity. I'm not saying special treatment. In reality, is he has made music that captivated the world. If this was Mozart, my friends, they'd be saying, oh, he would be fine on home confinement. But because I think it is a black man, they want to see, and he's going to come out looking like Wolfpack Jones. That's right. P Diddy is going to come out looking like Wolfpack Jones. It's a jail in Atlanta called the Fulton County Jail. And they don't allow people to shave. And everybody in there looks like Wolfpack Jones. So shouts out to all those jails. Remember, jails are a stock. They do count. The people that's incarcerated do count. They are human beings too, even though they're being used as slaves in this country. Let's always remember Angola was a slave plantation and still exists. So they just changed the name. And they're doing the same business. And we try to tell certain Americans that, yes, slavery has been over, but you guys still want to hold on to it. That's to every judge, every district attorney in this country, that is a form of slavery and your business is going out of business. If we need another COVID-19 to prove that to you, maybe so. Another million Americans die, maybe so. Maybe 5 million, but you will learn to not try to hold a people down illegally, because spiritually, you see this is a world, it will all come back on you and you will suffer the consequences. Anytime it's called karma. Anytime you do a people or try to do a people wrong, especially the most powerful people, you see all these black faces out here, not a soul. The white guys in the back, being dominated by all of these black strong athletes. So shouts out to the white athletes and the black athletes, but we have to speak the truth. There's not a forum where you're talking these guys, these Shannon Sharps, where they tommed their way, or cocaine addicted Cat Williams. That's right, cocaine addicted Cat Williams. Said Cat Williams never used cocaine. My friends, if Cat Williams never used cocaine, he looks like it. And he acts like it. So if he never used cocaine, we can call out somebody and say, you look like you use it and you act like you use it. So if you look like and you act like you use it, you don't have to be on it for us to say you are on cocaine. Oh, you're crazy. So you pick one. So, some people, I think an officer said to me, he said, what are you on? I told him, I said, I'm on social media. So welcome to the photography plug. I greatly appreciate everybody. A guy at Dodge yesterday told me, he said, well, this thing, photography, is that was a nice kick. Nice kick. Let's see what they got. That is something. The boys went on that one now. It's probably a semi-pro. I like that. It was pretty good. Pretty good. That was a better play there. Better play, guys. Better play. I'll let the photography plug get down there and teach you guys a little 1-2 Emmitt Smith. Barry Sanders. Welcome to the photography plug. Shouts out to Cam Newton. We don't talk about Cam Newton. Started his new form. Now, the NFL said, we're done with you, Cam. Cam had so many years left, and the NFL said, we're done. Shouts out to Shannon Sharp with that same idea, saying that, yes, my career is not over just because the NFL says it's over. No, even if Michael Jordan comes out and says he hates the photography plug is still in business. So, it doesn't matter anymore if Jay-Z hates us. And Jay-Z doesn't have the power of a $31 billion. You don't have the power. Any person has the power to control this entire world if they want to. So if somebody done you wrong and they say, yeah, Jay-Z, if I was Damon, and I will mention a shouts out to Damon Dash. If I was, do you remember a person from Greensboro, North Carolina, by the name of Frank Lucas, who's right outside Greensboro, North Carolina? So what he did, he went to Harlem, and it was a opposing drug dealer that Denzel played this whole movie role about. This is some bad football. That might be rugby. I think it is rugby. That's a rugby ball. I apologize. These are rugby players. This is not football. I get you. I don't know what I'm watching out here. These are rugby players. I was sitting up there like, what kind of football game is this? This is rugby. This is not football. You see the way he's running? That's a difference. Them boys don't play. This is rugby, my friends. Shouts to all these tough rugby players. I was wondering what was going on. But yes, we was having a great discussion. I guess a one-way discussion. But we was having this great discussion about control. That's right. So if somebody, it was a guy named Frank Lucas. And Frank Lucas, that was beautiful. Nice Saturday morning. Shouts out to Lil Wayne. But Frank Lucas was a guy right outside Greensboro, and he went to Harlem, and a drug dealer, and Denzel played the whole. And after that drug dealer, he took the sugar, and then he walked outside, and he pointed the gun straight to his head, and he fired in front of everybody. Damon Dash, if I was to give you any advice, Mr. Damon Dash, it would be that very advice. My friends, in America, you can't talk your way out of everything. In America, sometimes we send our Marines overseas not to shake hands, right? So we send our Navy. The Navy is on your tax dollar today with nuclear weapons the size of this field. Some people say even Columbia University houses. When my son visited Columbia University, shouts out to my son, it was a kid that said something very funny. He said, do y'all house nuclear weapons here at Columbia University? And everybody laughed it off, but that kid wasn't visiting Harvard for no reason. my friends. That kid knew what he was talking about. So it's a possible nuclear weapons at Columbia University in New York City. I mean, how do you think people would defend this country? So our message to Damon Dash would be, yes, you remember Frank Lucas? Get you a weapon, my friends. Walk up to Jay-Z and do what Frank Lucas did. I mean, when you use that type of attitude, like, I don't care who's around. He's a big kahuna, right? I'm going to be world news, right? So if you're in the middle, if you're Damon Dash and you're in the middle of New York City and you're tired of Jay-Z owing you all this money of Rockefeller, grow you some kahunas, Damon, and be that Frank Lucas in Harlem that said, I don't care if I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. I will go to Harlem and be that Frank. And maybe it might take more. You know, maybe it may take more than that. But if you have those chips in your hand, my friends, be that Suge Knight. Be that Donald Trump. We have a former president with 34 felonies. My friends, if you catch 5, that means that you're better than the former president of the United States of America. This is the future. If we allow Donald Trump to become president of the United States of America, we have proven, my friends, we have proven one thing, that Trump has 34 felonies. So if you arrest somebody with 1 felony, and he says, I can't be in trouble for 1 felony because our president has 35, 36, 37, or whatever the cost is. But these guys are tough. Now, this is rugby and not football. At first I was like, what kind of, that's a whole different formation, a whole different thing. So these guys are very good at what they do. I apologize. I thought this was, I wanted to own those lingerie football teams. I thought that was great. Those female lingerie football teams. When I was in Charlotte, I was trying to talk my ex-wife, which is probably wasn't a good idea, but obviously why I'm divorced is because I wanted to run a company that was that lingerie football was very trending, and I still would. I think that is very easily promotable. But one thing on this page that we do, we greatly appreciate the people that's comment. We obviously appreciate the Moors, the Nation of Islam, and Farrakhan, the breath of Farrakhan, the breath, the very breath of Louis Farrakhan, obviously, is so important for us. I covered it, that first 1,000,000 men to the White House. We're asking on this forum for another 1,000,000 to come back, close to 30 years to 1996. I think the first 1,000,000-man march, if we do it in 2026, 1,000,000 armed black men, and I will announce it in DC. It will be an official announcement. It can come from any American citizen. I don't have to be the one to do it. To announce 1,000,000 armed black, strong, intelligent men legally to our great American White House to show the world that we're armed, that we're intelligent. There was a time in the NFL where black people could not be quarterback because they were not thought to be intelligent enough to throw the ball to their own teammates. Welcome to the Photography Plug. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Obviously, this is a healthy forum. We're talking the importance of that health and the importance of you being out and about, and the importance of it all. So I greatly appreciate, like Cat Williams said, if you want to hate on me. So, again, we're talking P Diddy. I don't know if I'm going to save this phone. Probably will. But we're talking P Diddy. We'll try another location. We keep it moving and try to stay positive here at the Photography Plug. Whew. Listen, in America, it's a challenger world, but they're saying in South Africa, they don't even have them yet. Like certain places, them Teslas, a challenger. That white shirt is working, working, working. That guy in that white shirt is working, working, working. I'm talking about building up his body, but that's what I'm saying. You have to be careful, especially. It doesn't matter if you're 12 years old, if you're 45 years old, on tearing your ACL. So it's a certain way you can run to not be injured. But if you're a true athlete, you got to stretch, and man, it takes some stuff to be a true athlete. These guys are true troopers. Look at them, troopers, troopers, troopers. I thought I was watching football, but this is rugby. This is a real tough sport here. All these guys are tough. That white shirt, tough. That's why running, never think that this right here, the drill that they're doing right now, that's why that guy in the front is so ripped. Because when you forget that it's about running, I don't care. Some people think it's about narcotics, like you can take a drug. No, my friends, you got to go out there and you got to run. You got to sprint. Still to this day, I sprint. I go out to this very field and I sprint. I sprint and I sprint and I sprint. And you should too. I do think because your body, you can, that impact can save your health. So I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. We might try to go on live a little bit later on. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. You have a successful day, a positive day, and start working on your business and stay positive. Stay positive. Stay positive. Stay positive. And be that sole controller that controls your own vision. Don't let a faction control you. Control your own mind, because nobody knows about how this world was formed. Welcome, welcome, welcome.